Derek stinks.
Ooh, let's make sure my phone's on quiet. Hey Derek, you work in your headphones?
Oh yeah, Derek needs to put on headphones because I can hear myself echoing and I hate it.
I think this might be the most well-lighted version of the podcast in a very long time.
I hate you.
It's fine, Snitch.
Oh, son of a bitch.
Oh my goodness, there we go. So much better.
Ah,
No echo.
my
No
sanity.
echo. And I promise not to put homoerotic pictures of Zangief in the feed this time.
Why not?
What's the
I mean,
point?
I can.
What's the matter, McFly? You chicken?
Okay. If I can randomly drop in weird stuff, I will randomly drop in weird stuff.
We brought this on ourselves. Actually, I'm going to go close my door so my cat doesn't come in and try to jump in my lap in the middle of this. I don't want to deal with it. Oh, cat, and not that much. I don't want everyone else seeing him. That's cool. Since I don't know who's calling me, I'm just going to go through with that one.
Is your mic picking up in your headset or elsewhere?
Me?
No, Charmander.
Oh.
Sorry. I have a very loud chair. Except for, it's most likely picking up off of my freaking webcam.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
It sounds
Draw
like
it from
webcam.
the freaking webcam. That's cool. I always love it when it goes off the freaking webcam. This is why I can't have these things.
Oh.
Oh,
See?
That was such a fast fix.
Yeah, I've been with like the last 6 months beforehand. It would always change between my webcam and my regular mic constantly in the middle of a meeting.
Oof.
It's great. It's great when everybody on the other side of the room can hear your husband blowing his freaking nose in the middle of a meeting. It's great. There's like, it's like, fuck. Everyone can hear this now. Great. And then
Okay.
sometimes I hear him typing too. And
No, Maxie, I'm trying to.
Is everybody solid? Sorry, the chat on the side, it doesn't show hard returns. So it's all separated, but I can follow that.
Don't worry about that. I will take care of
I'll be like,
responding to people. But I just need you guys to worry about the rest of it. I will zone out and I will be answering Facebook and monitoring the chat.
Oh yeah, I meant the one particularly in the.
Oh, you mean the private one?
The StreamYard, yeah. So intro, sponsors, Goon.
All right, I'm out of here.
Okay.
Y'all shared?
I'm shared. All right, I'm gonna do this for the recorded one. 3, 2, 1. Maniacs, welcome back. I believe this is episode 86 of Soundcasting Network's very own video game podcast, Salt Tier Podcast, where your argument is
Beer.
Valid.
beer. It is quite a lot of beer. We are not coming to you from Studio 2 and 2, but we are in Seattle, Washington, and still brought to you by the said Soundcasting Network and the beautiful, wonderful, delicious New Belgium Brewing. I don't have a Voodoo Ranger on me. If Sage Bell wants it, there we go.
This is the correct season.
There we go. That's the
Oh,
correct
okay.
season. So New Belgium is this fantastic brewery, B Corp certified and employee owned, and specifically the makers of Voodoo Ranger, our best friends and our dear, dear sponsors. Hashtag live rangerously. What is the current one over there, Sage? You want to say that one?
It's the 1985. It's their mango IPA,
Ooh,
and it is a 6.7% alcohol.
that'll get you there.
Yeah, I was like, there you go.
We're currently drinking the Belgian triple, which is 8.5%. And needless to say, I may or may not have made an entire pitcher of pina colada.
Is that what
So-
we saw you carrying?
So if y'all get texts later tonight, it's because I love you. But Maniacs, thanks for following us. It's been actually kind of a busy week. And make sure to keep all the details. We're going to be a little more active because of GamesCon, because of PAX coming up and all these other events. So follow the Instagram and Twitter. That's salt_tierpod. The Facebook and...
Instagram?
No, the Facebook and YouTube are just Salt Tier Podcast. And then we're also on SoundCloud, Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, MySpace, Zanga, LiveJournal, Christian Mingle, and Asian Avenue. Oh, who's old enough to remember that one? Just
Not me.
I thought so. Without further ado, we have someone that we haven't had for a while, and we miss him and we love him. You have some fantastic news to tell us about what happened this weekend. I will bring the attention and the mic and the conch to Goon PNW.
Hi everybody. It's been a while. I keep constantly saying I'm supposed to be on this podcast more often, but there's just so much stuff got going on. So thank you to the Salt Tier Podcast for just having me on, even regardless of how flaky I am. I love you guys. I'm here just to let you guys know that I'm still working under stuff for bonus rounds. So I started up the online tournament series again because I just haven't been able to do it, but then I finally did it this last weekend on Friday. I wasn't really promoting it because with a ton of like personal life stuff going on, like I just did not have time. And then finally I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a shot. We'll see what happens. So it originally was just gonna be like a free play entered tournament just to like play the game, and I was like, you know what, I'll put like $40 into like first place, so whoever wins gets $40. So then after I did that, people were like, oh yo, like, are you guys donating? Like, are we contributing to the pool? And I'm like, I mean, if you guys want to. So then I just had like waves of people donate money to me for the tournament pool, and I wasn't really expecting much, but like by the time the tournament started at 6 p.m., I think the pool reached like $550 by itself. like from $0. It was just me like, I'm gonna put like $40 in here and see what happens. And then everyone's like, well, here's some money, here's some more money, here's some more money. And like the entire scene just like showed up and like donated all this money. And I literally was blown away. I had like zero expectations of money coming through, but being able to put the money up and then telling people that like there's money on the line now also encouraged other people to sign up. So when the tournament like on Friday morning, when I was like, I'm gonna try to promote it, it had like 10 people, and then by like the end of the night it had like 23 people.
Tight.
And it was like a lot of them were like high level players like in the area too, so that was really awesome. We got good numbers in. I think we had like 75 people watching us at one point, and then
That's tight. That's Twitch worthy.
Yeah, that's
75?
Twitch stuff. Yeah, so it was tight. Thank you so much to the Pacific Northwest FGC, and just thank you for people for donating. Like even people non-FGC, like Mr. Vince Rand / Darkane contributed some money.
Came in hard.
Mr. Moose donated some money.
Whoop.
So
Vancouver's got your back. Always.
yeah, they showed up. So
Y'all
thank you guys.
low lives.
Yo,
Always.
yeah, Vince comes in and he's like, "All right, here's $150. Do whatever you want with it." I was like, "Dude." he was like, "I make the dev money. I don't need all this money." So I'm really grateful for them and just everyone in the scene. So I'm gonna keep doing more bonus round stuff. So that's why you guys haven't really seen me on Saltier lately, is because I'm focused more of my stuff on trying to get the Soundcasting Network brand for bonus round going. So I'm glad you guys are holding the fort down and providing content and entertainment for everybody else. I think you guys are doing awesome, and I do miss you guys. So I hope to get on more again soon after my wave of personal life stuff gets situated. I should try to aim to be back. So,
And where can people find you?
yeah, find me on Goon PNW on Twitter, and also please follow Bonus Round FGC on Twitter. I'm already in the works for organizing the next tournament, and I am talking to some particular individuals for a certain video game company that is interested in having me do stuff for them. So I will update you guys when
That
I
was
can.
awful cryptic, my friend.
Well, let's just say it involves ponies.
Oh, I already know.
Yeah, so
I won't blow your cover.
I'll leave it at that because I
I'll give you
don't
a
want
bro
it.
huff.
I don't want anything to be. It's like I don't want to say anything that's not set in stone yet. So I just want to let you guys know that I'm talking to them. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I appreciate you guys letting me on. I'm not going to be here the entire time. I'm sorry, guys. I have to take off and I got some other stuff to do. But it's really nice to stop by and just update people on what's going on.
Yeah, totally. We love hearing from you.
Thank you guys so much. I will let you guys handle the rest of the podcast. You guys have a great night.
Woo! Kisses.
Bye, Amanda. Bye, Sage. Bye, Derek. I'll catch you guys later.
Bye.
And once again, if anybody needs to contact, that's Goon PNW on most socials. And specifically for the video game series, it is Bonus Round FGC. Exactly like it sounds. If we'll put a link in it. We have links for it on our Insta all the time because that was this past winter and fall a shining moment of what we've been up to. But that was Goon PMW. We haven't said hi to anybody else here. Quick intro for me. I am Loud and Brown, Loud letter N Brown on Instagram and Twitter. PS4 and Steam, I am Gross Def with a PH. And with the big frizzy red hair, we have...
It's me, Sage Bell. I would say this isn't technically frizzy because it's just big and wavy. You know,
Natural.
it basically is. Frizzy would be like up here too. It's contained.
Oh, you're right.
This is definitely
It's
contained.
Good thing you have a headset that contains it all down.
Yeah, and hair products.
You gotta weigh it down one way or another.
Braid it with hair products and then it chills out. You can find me on most places at Sage Bell. If not, you do Sage Bell _model, and that's how you can find me. I'm basically everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, Twitch. I live stream on Twitch on Thursday nights at 7 p.m. Usually have a buddy, but not always. And I do have a YouTube. That's also Sage Bell. I have beer reviews and cider reviews. So I just actually, right before the podcast, uploaded a review on the triple.
It's
New
good.
Belgium, the triple. It's kind of spicy.
I dig it. And mini drum roll. Sorry if this is loud. Returning after quite a little while. We missed her so dearly. One of the founding members of this beautiful podcast. It is Charmanda. Introduce
Char.
yourself. How you been, and while you're at it, how to follow and what you've been playing.
I mean, I've been doing good. You know, I've been out and about doing adult stuff, being an adult, making
Having
money,
the house, making money,
having a house, filling my house with nerd stuff.
with
making
beautiful frames. See, that's the difference.
Yeah,
Like-
you put a frame on it and it's art.
Yeah.
Suddenly it's art.
I would have no idea.
I I could show more, but it's just sort of random assortments of like D&D figurines and like Funko Pops, and like I have a whole section dedicated to like my Overwatch stuff over here. So
And on
you
my
know.
wall, all you see is shoes.
I see shoes and I see a wig. So I mean,
And beer.
yeah, and beer. So I mean, we know where your priorities are, so it's perfectly fine. You can find me basically on Facebook, Instagram. I do have a YouTube channel that I haven't been to in a very long time. All of it's under Charmanda or Charmanda Plays. Those I haven't really been posting a lot on my Facebook just because, you know, Black Lives Matter, trying to, you know, give people and people of color the space that they need to speak about issues that matter to them.
Word.
So I haven't been really posting a lot. The last thing I posted was a few days ago, and it was a picture of a cat with an overstuffed mouth saying, like, this is what I look like when the waiter asks me, like, how does the food? So that's the last thing I've posted. Haven't been very active on it, but been spending a lot of my time just doing work and being an adult.
But also gaming.
Yes, I have been gaming as of lately. Mostly it's just been like Assassin's Creed Odyssey or Outer Worlds, or even the little one-off weirdness of Grounded or Crap Fight.
Wait, we haven't played Grounded together? You were playing it?
Yeah.
I've played a lot of it.
I played it only to a certain degree. As soon as an ant or like a spider comes anywhere near me, then I'm piecing out. I want nothing to do with it after that.
You can turn spiders off.
Did not know that.
Yeah,
It's
they
like-
turn into little blobs.
Oh, okay, well
So-
then that makes it more bearable.
For the maniacs that didn't listen to us for the past 4 weeks, and that happens from time to time, did any of you want to give a quick skinny on Grounded, since you're both playing it?
It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Tight.
It's basically that. It's just
You're
a
the
video
kids.
game. Yeah, you are the kids. You have been shrunk into tiny little versions, and you're like fighting like gnats and ants and
and for anybody younger than
spiders.
25,
It's a survival game.
let's go with Ant-Man.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, no, because you get to be friends and like with the ants if you're Ant-Man.
Sure.
Some of the ants
Ants
are
are dicks.
murdery.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, not all of them. The scout
Some of
ants
them
are
are.
friendly. They just make little chirping sounds at you, and you're like, "Shh, go away."
So the element is you get shrunken really small to the sound of insects, and you're on the ground.
Yes,
Yes.
you're in your front yard, and you're like building. It's base building basically at the same time as well. But then there's a story. But it's currently just a little demo right now, right? Still.
Yeah, it's still in early release. A lot of people have been able to finish like all the missions so far, and I haven't. And there's a lot of parts of the game that aren't available. I don't play it if it's a stream night because my computer cannot stream it.
Oh no. Gonna have to set up a tournament to get Sage Bell a new video card, or is it?
It's not my video card. I gotta replace my motherboard and
Oh,
my the
That's the
thing that
big
goes
one.
on it. The other thing.
RAM?
Yes.
Memory.
Yes.
Something.
RAM.
Video cards.
Mouse.
I have an i5 and I should be at an i7. So
Ah.
You
Wow,
need
for
an update.
yeah. So it's not running a lot of the games that are like Twitch oriented. So some people might know that Twitch has been integrating games that are free to play that are integrated with the stream platform. And so you streaming it, people can watch and play like small games within your stream and affect your game. And there's also one of them will choose your levels that you go into. And I cannot even get that game to load. So I don't meet a lot of the specs. And I'm hoping, so PDX Land is almost at its Summer Classic end. I have 2 more weeks before the raffle, and so hopefully I can win something in the raffle to help upgrade my computer. Otherwise, I have secret methods, I guess. I don't know, I'm broke bitch. So
Word.
just
I mean, it's
Awesome.
Mug
prayers.
someone.
it's always something. It's always something. I've been
hey
spending
Vince,
my
you're not
money
using
on-
this computer, right? She won't miss it.
I
Freaking
do
dope.
want to very briefly talk about the other game that I talked about with Crab Fight.
Yeah, what
Oh
the
my
heck
god,
is
please
that?
tell me more. Are you a crab?
Yeah, you're just a giant crab, and you
Can
get
you
like
pick up
swords.
knives?
Yeah, you have swords, and you just attack other crabs. And like my big fear is crabs. Like they freak me out, especially like the really really big king crabs, spindly looking, long
But
legged
do you eat them?
MNFers.
Oh yeah.
No, you just you fight other crabs with
Oh, I
like
meant real
uh,
life.
no.
Okay.
No. No. I know you could get over your fear by eating the thing that you're afraid of, but I'm not quite there yet. But I'm doing it
Can
one at
you?
a time, very slowly with Crab Fight. So Crab
I
Fight is
mean,
just
I would never try to pick up a crab physically.
it's
Oh,
this.
oh,
This is Crab Fight.
oh
I
my
It's
god.
want it!
so
It
great.
looks so good!
It's
Excuse
janky.
me.
Super janky. And
Oh
it's
my
not
god, you got
super
banned.
intuitive, but it's hilarious. It is like
Ooh,
crabs meet
healthy.
EDF.
Holy cow.
It's hilarious.
That's kind of adorable though. I kind of like I don't
Remember
know.
Peckin?
Where
Oh,
would
it's
you
so great.
say this concept of kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Irreverent games came from? Because we have Untitled Goose Game, we have the trucking game?
Cluster Truck?
Yeah,
That-
there's Cluster Truck.
It's
There's
jumping one.
there's Octodad, like, and lastly the freaking Gang Beasts, like really irreverent, silly, fun party games. Oh, and of course Cat Lateral Damage. Oh my god.
Yeah. And now you
So-
have Fall Guys as well.
So where do you think that trend started from? I'm trying to think of the oldest game like
Mario
that.
Party.
Mario Party, I would
But it's
say.
still just a board game. I wouldn't call it irreverent. Like it's a rational game. Like the game has reason.
Is it
whereas
though?
it does though. Like you
It
compare that
ruins
to the Goose game,
friendships.
but you
Mario
compare that
Kart?
to the you compare that to the Goose game, and it's like, excuse me, or the
But
what's the one
Goose
where you're a
Game's
horse?
not multiple people
Yeah,
yet.
got-
It's going to be
it'll-
multiplayer, but it's only going to
it'll
be
have
two people and
co-op.
it's co-op. It is
Mm.
not online against PvP where all these
No.
other games are. So Goose
didn't
Game
mean
doesn't
so-
count.
You'll be
didn't mean so
harassing
much-
people.
I
Double
didn't-
want
time.
to be that goose, but I don't own a Switch.
I guess I didn't mean so much in the term of party games that are silly, but just the general idea of, once again, an irreverence, like the silliness, the off-genre kind of wacky game. Oh, you know what? Was it
Smash.
Katamari Damacy?
Yeah, Katamari.
It was probably Katamari was the first game I looked at going, what am I looking at?
Yeah, Katamari was weird right
You
off
see
the
the
bat.
like Smash.
But like,
That
it's always
also
on the
has-
Wii.
Yeah,
It was on the
Katamari
Xbox.
was
Oh.
Katamari, I believe, started on the GameCube.
Yeah, I remember I had it on Xbox, and it was
Wasn't
really
it-
confusing with the two.
When you got the Xbox and it gave you like the multi-game pack and it was like one of the options on that like disc.
Oh, I believe.
or am I
it.
wrong?
I don't know.
Because
We'll
they
look
also
it
give
up.
you that
I
weird
don't know.
slug game
We'll have
where you're
we'll
like
have,
shooting tanks.
we'll have London
Oh.
look it up.
Mm,
I could
I
be
don't
really
know.
wrong. I haven't
I'm-
slept well the past couple days.
well, at least you're honest about it.
I went camping and I have a puppy who's never camped before. My brain is
Oh.
broken.
Oh,
Well, you're keeping it together.
Thoughts and
Speaking of
prayers.
brain broken, I know that you've been playing Grounded, but what else, Sage Bell, have you been playing?
I don't know. I played Overwatch.
Hey, how do you like all those new patches? It's
I don't know,
kind
I
of
don't-
strange.
I
Oh,
play random, so I don't really notice a lot. Of things
I
that
love the
happen.
ham and tea.
yeah.
That dude really knows how to
Hammond.
break up
Oh,
a party.
and then
Yeah.
Matt and I were playing Raft on Thursday.
Oh, Raft.
I love my survival
Joy.
games.
Yeah, you seem to really be into that kind of stuff. As soon as Ocean is involved, I'm pretty much out. But I still have Raft on my Steam account too.
Wait,
and
Wind
Subnautica.
Waker? You're not a fan of Wind Waker?
Well, water, like when any kind of ocean situation with survival games usually freaks me out because then it's like now I have to be in the water and now there's a shark and it's gonna eat me and there's one shark out there always waiting there for me.
Did Wind Waker not have
Figured
sharks?
out.
I haven't played Wind Waker, dude.
Oh,
I don't got
I just
Switch.
assumed
don't have other
everybody
stuff.
had a
I'll have
GameCube and played the
Nintendo.
hell out of that game.
I don't
I have a
No.
Nintendo.
I don't have a GameCube.
So I figured out how to attack the shark, and now I've killed at least 5 sharks.
Shark killer.
Yeah,
We talked about this, didn't we? You killed the left shark too, didn't you?
I mean, the left one, the right one, the new one, the old
Oh,
one.
poor
Bruce.
left
They're
shark.
usually Bruce. And then we started this most recent one I haven't killed yet. Her name is Karen. She comes in at the most opportune moments, and I just need to stab her.
Thank you, Stotty. Katamari was PS. Katamari was PS2. Thank you, Matt Stotts.
But other than that, Raft isn't that terrifying because if you have more than one person, you can take turns with the shark.
Someone builds, someone deals with the shark kind of situation.
And then you just make sure that you can aim your raft, like get a little sail and aim towards like something. So hopefully you end up towards an island. If you play by yourself, you just find nothing, and it's really boring. I can't get anywhere. So Matt like does all the navigating, and then I'll look up suddenly because I'm just like fishing or whatever, just fishing and gardening while he does like the actual navigation.
Co-ops are where it's at. They're just a lot more fun. It brings, it's not as finite. In some games, when you die by yourself, you're like, game over. The other game is like, hey, find the fallen person and revive them.
I miss couch co-ops that weren't first-person shooters. I wish we had more.
We missed that. And you know what? I believe that was an old Kotaku post from like 4 years ago. It was all exclamations like, gamers and game developers, how do we not have couch co-ops? TVs have never been bigger for split screen. And they're totally right. We used to play co-op Halo. Hell, I used to play
shitty little screens.
Yeah. There was a
CRTs.
third-person action game that was split screen, and you're just squinting. And you're like, I'm picking up a... Is that a gun? That's a rock. Shit, I can't see anything.
Or like when you had the CRTs that are top and bottom and you just sort of try to split it off, like trying to block out the other person so they don't see what you're doing. No screen cheating here.
Screen cheats. Yeah, now like, split screen would be, I mean, still in the same screen, I could understand, but the way we did it back in Mililani, Hawaii, we had 4 TVs and 4 people per TV. So we did 16-person like LAN games. But it was fine because the TVs were always at least 26, 27 inches, which, hey, maniacs, don't tease me. I'm old. 27 inches was big when we were playing Halo, okay? That was much success. Much success.
Let's measure it out.
Let's measure it out.
Okay,
Let's
okay.
measure this thing. Okay, but that were the intros. Once
It
again,
goes to my armpit.
an armpit-sized TV diagonal. Before we get on to the topics, which we'll be starting with Charmanda, just to get you ready, I want to give a shout out to our super producer. Some say he has never seen a losing game of Wazoo because it just doesn't exist. He is the Emperor Lotte. He is the Regent of Rigatoni. He is Keith the Boogie. Thank you very kindly. Keith the Boogie produces this podcast among many others, like quite a few. I only kind of keep track of the Re-Show and How to Be a Better Drinker. Keith, did you want to name drop any podcasts or other events you have going on in the next week or so?
Everything's undercover. I'm not talking about anything yet, but we do have a bunch of cool stuff coming up.
Oh, cool. Secrets. In the meantime, go to Soundcasting Network and follow and download those beautiful podcasts, as well as ours, because ours is fantastic. Like I said, you could like and subscribe and get all these dang updates. And we swell from having a lot of information to having not so much. With PAX coming up, that's usually when our podcast is most popular, so get ready for some news, because that's going to happen. But on to news, and we're going to start off with Charmanda and DC Comics.
Oh my god. DC Fandom.
Now, what the heck is Fandom? Is it like their event?
Like, yeah, it's their event. It's basically like fandom, but fandom. Like it's it's wordplay. They're trying to do puns and stuff. I don't know. I'm not smart enough to understand puns. So
I get that.
Thank you. I'm glad someone does, because I sure as hell didn't.
Sometimes it's like 10 minutes later and you're like,
Ah.
Or a couple days later, and someone else is like, "What are you talking about?"
It's usually a
yeah.
few days later for me. It's just sort of like I'll be sitting at my desk and it's like, oh.
Or a decade later for me with Spaceballs, like, funny, she doesn't look Jewish. And then like 8 or 9 years later, I'm like, oh, like Jewish. I got it.
Snap. Ah,
That one was
figured it
late.
out. Yeah. DC fandom, it's just basically a culmination of all things DC is basically what happened. They talked about basically like the new Suicide Squad movie that they're going to be doing, that they have James Gunn on. Ooh, big surprise. Redoing of the Justice League for Zack Snyder cut, or the Snyder cut version of it.
HBO Max will be showing the Snyder cut of Justice League, which I'm super excited about because it may be the one DC movie that doesn't suck balls.
Oh, it looked, yeah, the Snyder cut trailer looked completely different versus what we actually saw for the Justice League movie in theaters. Looks like a brand new movie with all these brand new deleted scenes that were never introduced, and it adds so much more to the story.
And our boy,
So it's going to be like 4 hours.
Nice.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be like Lord of the Rings all over again.
Or, you know,
cut.
I'll take it.
Or a Hateful Eight. They might do it like they did with the Netflix Hateful Eight and just split it up so people can digest it a little easier.
Yeah.
But our boy Momoa was talking about all the shit that like he saw being filmed that never came out, like kind of quietly. He's like, hey, that's not like the whole movie, by the way.
Yeah, there was like just the Snyder cut trailer that they showed specifically. There was just so much new stuff in it that I watched. It was just sort of like, my God, this is going to be brilliant, and I can't wait. And we signed up for basically the DC service just so then we can watch like Doom Patrol and read comics and stuff, because that's just what we do in this house. But DC fandom, oh my God, there was so many new games going out. There was like the Suicide Squad new game that they have coming.
What
Basically,
style did it look like?
It only showed a trailer, so it didn't actually show any gameplay.
Okay.
But it was Suicide Squad, kill the Justice League. Like, it's pretty self-explanatory. What are you going to be doing? You're going to be killing the Justice League. And, you know, the whole entire theory behind that, I mean, it had Brainiac ship there, so most likely Brainiac did some kind of, like, mind thing to Superman, and as soon as they showed, like, the Suicide Squad, it had Superman there holding onto a pilot, and was like, hey, Superman, yay! And then he, like, laser beams a guy to death right in front of them, and then everyone's like, oh, shoot, we have to kill Superman.
That's always the thing. That's the funny thing that's something that doesn't really exist in the Marvel universe. You know, there's a very broad gray area of the strongest in Marvel, where in DC it's pretty unanimous. Like, oh, we're talking about like straight up powers. Like, well, you can have a plan for everything, but make sure you also have a plan for Kal-El, because homeboy is tough.
Yeah. And then they were talking about the new Flash movie that's going to eventually come out as well. He's going to have a brand new suit. And then basically how they did it was just sort of every single multiverse TV show, one-off series is basically canon at this point, because it makes sense. You have the multiverse theory basically going on in DC with the new 52 and everything else, and even introducing Dr. Manhattan at some point in actual DC comics. So it totally makes sense for them to just say, Flash, well, you know, he can travel to different places and he has tapped into the Speed Force, and he can do Crisis on Infinite Earths or do different kinds of ones every 5 years.
Got it. Or Flashpoint, right?
Yeah.
And is it
God,
still,
please no more Flashpoint.
Is it still Ezra Miller?
Yeah, it's still showing as Ezra Miller at this time. When they did the video interview with him, he had like a big old beard and it looked weird. So
Okay.
He has like long hair, big beard. It's like, oh, no, thank you. So they have that going on. They also had a new game for Gotham Knights. It seems really cool because you're not really playing as Batman. Like, Batman was murdered is what it basically seems like. Like it just starts out with basically Bruce Wayne saying, like, if you're seeing this, I am dead. And it's been sent to like all the Robins and like Batgirl and Batwoman.
The Bat family.
Like, yeah, the Bat family. And you can basically play as any of the previous, Bat Family people. You can be, Barbara Gordon. You can be Damian Wayne. You can be Red Hood. You could be Nightwing. You could be any of those people. And it's kind of like an investigative thing, but then it's also kind of like an RPG where you're taking this one character and you're leveling them up constantly. So super excited for the Gotham Knights one. That one I'm really excited for, just because that seems to make more sense for me personally. I like Nightwing. Nightwing's one of my favorite characters, so I would
Ooh,
totally
Austin would love to hear that.
rock it with Nightwing. So, but yeah, DC fandom, it was amazing. Aisha Tyler, as per usual, she does a great job. Love that woman. Will Arnett made it weird. Give him that much, but it is what it is. It was
Who does
a little
Aisha Tyler voice?
Well, Aisha Tyler was just there presenting because she used to do the presentations for Ubisoft once upon a time for E3. So she just got to keep that nerd train rolling, going with someone else. And glad to
Word.
see her doing presentations again. She's rocking it every single time. I love her.
Yeah, she hosts Who's Line too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm
they
double
got games
checking.
coming out. No Injustice
Yeah.
announcements? We're not getting like Injustice 3?
No, I didn't see anything in regards to Injustice, but I mean, apparently they're going to be doing like another fandom in like 18 days or so. So
What the
who knows? Like summer gaming, dude. Like E3 isn't normal anymore. We're doing everything online, and I'm
PAX isn't
really,
normal. BlizzCon isn't going to be normal.
Yeah, I
BlizzCon's
know.
kind of gonna be a little bit normal.
Yeah, you're right, because a lot of people have to watch that digitally because no one got tickets. But yeah,
But you and I did
Evo
it
wasn't normal.
last year.
Yeah, her and I were together.
Yeah.
Woo!
Briefly,
Maniacs.
but we did
Just to give you an update, these two beautiful human beings were able to touch face and be in person, IRL, at BlizzCon, boots on the ground.
Yep,
that was
first
my last
BlizzCon for me.
convention.
That was your
Oh.
first BlizzCon?
Yeah, it was my very
Same.
first BlizzCon. So it was both of our first BlizzCons, and yeah, that was a lot of fun.
Was there any Warcraft cosplay?
Probably.
Yeah.
Was there any Overwatch cosplay?
You know this is like BlizzCon, right? Like this is. Just
I'm
what they
just
do.
joshing. I bring that up because of all the characters that I can relate to and maybe cosplay. Beautiful, beautiful Baptiste has a bartender Havana cosplay, and I looked at it, I was like, good lord, do I have to do this?
Yeah,
He was
you
at
I
know.
might
BlizzCon
have
last
to.
year.
He's wearing like a cabana shirt and shorts, and then he has like a little tiki kit on his back. I'm like, oh, come on.
Perfect.
It's so
go.
good.
We got you a cosplay now. You're
I would
Yay.
probably use these sunglasses because they're wooden and they're kind of
See,
cabana.
we can all do some Overwatch cosplays again. I can fix my Pharah, and then you can be Ash there, Sage, and then you can be Baptiste, and then you can make us drinks, and then we can all just be like,
And then we'll make we'll make a roll queue really mad. Be like, well, both TPS are taken and one support. We gotta find 2 tanks.
2 tanks.
So okay,
Please.
just a sidestep because oh my god, I just realized everybody here plays Overwatch. We got rid of all the non-Overwatch people from the podcast.
Yay!
Yay!
Finally.
Look at that. What's the
The
name of that?
shaming.
It's the Widow's Kiss, right? That looks so good.
I don't think that's what this particular sniper rifle is called, but I do have a Widowmaker gun that needs some TLC before I can ever take it outside this house. It was 3D printed, and for anyone who is watching at home, you can see some cracks in it. So it
Just roll
was kind of 3D printed across this direction. I don't know, horizontally instead of vertically.
Oh, yeah.
So
The
it's not
cracks
as
are easier
strong.
that way.
It does have a pull that goes through only to the first half of the gun. So this last half is very weak. So it's not safe to travel. But I do have, yes, Widowmaker. I don't know what the small print says, but yes. So technically I have 2 Ash costumes now-ish and a Widowmaker.
Ooh.
Make me look bad. Killing me.
No, I bought one at the second Ash cosplay I bought off eBay.
Oh shit.
You're still killing me. Stop it.
Shh.
Why are we whispering?
Yeah, well, this one's not even close to finished. I have to remake it for the 3rd time. My
Sounds
Widowmaker.
like we just need to have a whole podcast dedicated to cosplay at this rate.
No, we're gonna have one of those. And just to clarify, yes, her weapon is called the Widow's Kiss. So I can't believe I knew that. That's so weird.
That is weird.
I can only name like probably one other weapon in the game, and that's the Peacemaker because it's super obvious.
Yeah.
But in that game, we're all Overwatch in here. I can't wait for the Overwatch League to come back to crowds. I can't watch it without the crowds. It's just not as fun. It just isn't.
It feels
I
weird.
can watch English soccer because I know it sounds stupid, but you know what they did different, right, Charmanda? I know you don't watch sports, but do you know what they did?
They funneled in noise, basically.
They funneled in noise,
Yeah.
and it sounds stupid, right? But
I watch sports.
30 seconds. Oh, yeah, sorry. 30 seconds into watching it, you completely forget that there's no crowd.
Yeah, because you hear all the chanting and all the noise that people make. It's just funneled in constantly.
It's shocking how fast it happens. Whereas you watch WWE or you watch AEW, which you should be watching instead of WWE, or you watch Overwatch games and you just hear only the commentators and you're like, this is not what I like watching. Like it's like a lot of it. It's not like pool or poker where you don't need a crowd. Like the crowd is part of it.
Mm-hmm. Like you can't watch a StarCraft tournament without having the crowd there to jeer and cheer.
Totally. Same
or
thing with
Mythic Dungeon Invitational.
Fighting games is a little different just because of the nature of how people do commentary for fighting games. They're generally, and Sage knows this, they're a little louder and shoutier. Especially Overwatch and League, they have very professional commentators and they talk about the gameplay and the characters. Whereas in Tekken, they'll just be shouting and be like, no, you did it! Just screaming, and it's still kind of fun to watch like Tekken and Street Fighter. And I can't wait for that to come back. But in the meantime, we're all waiting for Overwatch 2.
Oh man, I was so happy I was there for that announcement too. I did not leave the main hall at all for the first 2 days of BlizzCon either. It was just sort of like slowly creeping closer and closer and closer.
It is only 2 days.
Yeah, I know. I didn't leave. I only stayed in the main hall. Whenever I'd leave, I'd always come back and only be in the main hall. I would never leave the main hall.
I mean, as long as you played some Diablo, that's all that matters.
I did, actually. I did, but that was only because they were, they were doing the Glitch Mob concert at the end, and everybody was too busy freaking out with the Glitch Mob. So I was like, perfect time to play some Diablo. Yeah! And it was great.
So before we tuck away from Charmanda's news articles, Charmanda, what the F is a Nintendo Indie?
Nintendo Indie, that's also basically, it's just basically a part of like the Summerfest festival with, it's Nintendo's version of like the Nintendo Treehouse, but it's the indie version of that.
Got it. So it's all the indie games that are coming out. So non-AAA, non-Nintendo IP games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, they have, for example, they're going to be moving Hades over to Switch. That's made by Supergiant Games, same people who did Bastion, Transistor. So they're moving that over.
Great company.
It's such a great company. I love them.
I love their games.
They have other games as well under Nintendo's side. Card Shark, which is just basically like you're playing a card game against other people, but you can't be like too sly or you can't take too much, or people are going to figure out that you're like card sharking them, and then you get shot. And it like takes place in like, well, it's like
bang.
It's kind of like Reigns. So it's, I think, made by the same people who did Reigns. And it's a card game basically where you're just playing poker with other people at a table in like 17th century or 18th century Europe or something like that. And you just have to like be a card shark. And then people figure out that you're card shark and then they'll shoot you. So it's like.
So does that mean you have to fold every now and then when you have good cards and just make sure?
I think so. I'm really bad at poker and card games, so I just don't even try anymore.
Drink.
Another game that I'm personally cannot wait for is Bear and Breakfast, because it's adorable sounding, and it's basically you're a bear that has a bed and breakfast.
Oh no!
In breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Is that for
Goldilocks?
Switch?
Huh? It's for the Switch, I think. it looks so cute. I love it.
So that means
Sounds-
you're gonna have to get a Switch.
Yeah, I know. I've been trying.
I'm holding out until like the ones that can be console are back in stock again. So also money, but I'm holding out for the removable kind so you can do couch co-op because you can't do that with the other ones.
Damn,
Yeah.
I know the COVID got those Switches super rare.
I tried as soon as COVID started happening. I was like, I'm just gonna go buy one. It's like, oh, this is never gonna happen. Cool.
If you watch, you can sometimes see them show up on Best Buy, but you have to know what the secret terms are, and I can't say them, so I also don't remember them.
It's butt stuff. The secret
it
terms
is.
are butt stuff.
But there is like a secret code search that you can put in that will show up a Switch without using the word Switch.
Ooh, is it Swordfish?
No.
It's a pretty great movie though. That's like baby. That's baby Hugh Jackman in that one. He's like in his 20s.
Does he die?
No comment.
He dies in a lot of movies, okay? I'm just emotionally scarred.
Well, the thing is,
it's not Sean Bean.
Sean Bean. The thing about Hugh Jackman, I mean, Swordfish, it has two endings. So
Les Mis fucked me up.
Oh, I mean,
and then
like Logan didn't.
Oh no, Logan did. Logan came later. Logan came after.
And Prestige.
But I knew Logan. I don't know. I've never seen that.
Ooh,
so that's gonna make me cry too. I just
no, he doesn't. Technically, he doesn't die.
To him, and
technically,
so
because it's about magicians, he technically doesn't die.
Though the other two are
maniacs. No spoilers. No spoilers. Okay, we got to go on. We have time, but we need to move on. Check out Nintendo Indies. If Charmanda could drop a link in the Facebook chat or the YouTube chat, just so people can scope it, just for like what they dropped. We are moving on to Sage's topics, and Sage, there's a WoW series coming out.
Yeah, let me pull up that article and read what it says. Let's see. Blizzard is finally making a World of Warcraft animated series called Afterlives.
Goodness, that sounds fun.
So anyone who's ever been a fan of any Blizzard game, aside from Overwatch, where I'm going is their cinematics are really good.
Thank you, London.
So they're the team that basically could just build movies and TV shows just with their cinematic team. They don't even need to make games, and we'll watch them because it's just so beautiful.
I'll be honest, if Overwatch switched to only movies, I might just stick to that. The game is fun and all, but the lore is fantastic. To combat that, what I mean is, during the beginning of the quarantine, I played a lot of Call of Duty Warzone, and I don't know any of the lore. Zero. It's just army dudes, and for the first time ever, they were partly inclusive, and now you can choose people of color, women, and women of color as your avatar. So good for them, but I can't tell you anything about anything that's going on. All the characters have like stories behind it, but none of it plays to anything. You're just person with a gun, and it's the person you pick has nothing to do with your skill set. It's just the way it looks. It's just it's boring. Whereas for the first time in a shooter since probably Halo, there's a story that's I'm actually invested in. Like the story of Overwatch is like quite interesting to me. It's fun, it's interesting, it's imaginative.
They do have fun with their comic book style that they bring into Overwatch. They have like different stories they tell together. So they have like a little bit of a comic book, a little bit of a CGI, and a little bit of like actual written story. Because wasn't the
Baptiste story was written.
And was that in addition to the part where everyone freaked out about 76, or was it 76's?
Oh yeah, 76 and 76 and Tracer.
Well, no, Tracer's was through the comic.
Oh, okay.
76 was written. I think he was talking to Anna about his male partner. that died or something. And everyone was like, "What? He's gay!"
And then a million small egoed freaking 11-year-old toxic gamers cried, "Oh, my favorite character is like, oh, gay? I can't play him anymore."
I
I'm
mean,
sure-
if anyone was in shock if they announced that big buff Russian lady is gay, we'd all just be like, "What? You didn't see?"
You didn't see this coming. Like,
You did not see this coming?
yeah. it did
She
not
wants
see
to
this
hug you
happening.
like big Siberian bear. My
Yeah.
favorite line.
So,
She
Maniacs,
was-
just to give you an example, to talk about the diversity in this game, they have an English gorilla from the moon who is a tank. We have an LGBTQ, like, British femme who's a DPS. And my favorite character in the entire game, an Egyptian senior citizen. Oh, thank you, Keith. Yes, that's exactly what Overwatch is. Good lord. Oh,
they need to work that in.
and that's why you do a podcast with a producer for moments like that. My favorite character in the game is an Egyptian grandma who is a healer, ex-sniper, and she's so fantastic, and she's one of the reasons I kept playing the game. And
She's great. I love her.
there's an emote, which is
I love
little
Mom.
animation you can win where she drops Halloween candy on the floor for people in waves. It's so cute. The damn game is adorable. The PvP is fun and all, but when it comes to the friends that I have that I play Overwatch with the most, we're all ready for Overwatch 2 and all the PvE elements. We're super stoked. But I ran long on that. What I mean is Blizzard knows how to make stories. They're very, very good at it, which goes back to the WoW series. Do they have a release date or anything?
I think what Keith shared was that next week or later this week they'll announce more.
That is not
Good.
what he shared. What he shared was
Earlier,
some-
yeah, before
Yeah.
the photo.
They're gonna release more at Gamescom, is what I heard on my side. Is
Cool.
Mhm.
And then
'Cause
PAX will be
they always
even
do it
more,
at
right?
Gamescom.
Nothing comes out during PAX. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's
Stuff
all
gets
repeats.
released at PAX. Not as much, I realize. E3 is the announcements, but PAX drops some bombs sometimes.
PAX is just the demos.
Yeah, you're mostly
Yeah.
right. You're mostly right.
Fight.
But
Just gotta bring
PAX, I
that up.
guess, PAX is one of the most fantastic places to discover indie games, and I'm gonna miss it.
Yeah.
For the first time since I moved to Seattle, I don't get to like find, a bunch of cool indie games. I guarantee. What was that game? Just Shapes and Sounds, the little like rhythm based bullet hell game. They've been in beta for like a year. That's probably done now.
What was the game that you played when we were in the top floor and it was the music game? And it was like,
Oh
rock?
shit, that's right.
I want to play
Yeah,
that
that's
game.
probably all done now. I haven't
Oh.
gotten it. I'm on their mailing list. I didn't get an email.
Maybe you did and you just went to spam.
It might have went to spam.
It was like this music-based rock game where like, again, rock and roll was evil and it was like, what, against techno music or something?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
It's freaking cool. And wasn't the team like alarmingly small, like 4 people?
I just remember it was like in this little corner section on the top floor of the
It's
convention
great.
center by like the booths where you buy stuff. It was just like in this little spot.
Maniacs,
Little
if you could
pillar.
ever make it out to PAX West, it's such a freaking fantastic place.
Has
that-
anybody seen how the new convention center is coming?
No,
right
but
next to
I
I-5?
see a lot of the construction because I walk past there. I went to go
Then
get
yes.
I went to go get tested today for the COVID, and I just made a nice, leisurely 9-mile walk today to go do it. I was off. I'm on furlough.
I
I'm a
struggled to make
bartender.
6,000 steps.
Yeah, I'm at whatever. I'll get a number for you. I'm at 21,000.
Ugh.
21,000 steps today, but I wanted to get some steps in and listen to some podcasts. So I did that. I got tested. I walked past the convention center twice and they're working They're working hard on it. I don't know what they're changing. I technically saw the convention center a little bit this summer because I played Last of Us 2. Secrets.
Mm.
Oh.
Oh,
that's not
right.
necessarily a secret.
It's not a secret, but to any super geek that has ever been to a con, Last of Us 2 will hit you right in the feels because they really map that place out pretty well. You basically... I walked to the photographer corner and I just stood there for a second going... I was like, where's
Arcane?
Christian? Where's Vince?
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
Where's
no,
Vic? You know,
your clicker, Vince. Shit.
yeah, I was looking for. It was like, where are the Where are the Vic selfies? Hold on, Vic selfie. Oh man, I missed all of it. And then also, where are all the creeps that you want to just push away with a water gun? So many.
It's kind of fun because I'm tall, so I don't necessarily always get the creeps, but I can see them and I can hone in on like protecting the small. And I was like,
Protect.
I just
protect.
put my
Must
giant
protect.
body between
Protect
me, like the small. And I'm like, hey, small, how are you doing, friend? How are you? Do you need to go walk somewhere? Let's go for a walk.
And that's what I expect out of you from here on out of any convention.
I
Please
kicked a
protect
guy
me.
out of a
Protect the
concert
small.
once.
Protect the small.
Protect the
That's
small.
Salt Tier Podcast at Salt_Tier Pod. Hashtag protect the SMOL.
Oh, well, it's really funny because if someone's being creepy at me, I will immediately make a face that everyone knows I'm uncomfortable, including the person who made me uncomfortable. I'll just go,
Everybody make your most uncomfortable face.
Oh, thank you, Matt Stotts. It's Shapes and Beats, the game I was talking about. However, we need to
Wait.
vamoose, and we got one more mini topic from Sage Bell.
is chat still working for you?
For the Facebooks, yes, it is.
Huh, I haven't seen any chat in 20 minutes.
Oh, goodness gracious, your internet is leet. So leet.
I guess my what my other topic says, oh, it's just that Twitch has finally dropped in number of viewership, but that's only if you're looking at video games. Viewership has increased in the just chatting and the creative channels.
So you want to dive into that a little bit more because, just in case maniacs don't know what Twitch is. It started off as strictly gaming, right?
Yeah, so you can live stream your video games. You can become like partnered and stuff, so you can customize your channel to have different emotes and different like GIF reactions to people like subscribing or following your channel. I haven't figured out with any other streaming platform the amount of customization that you can have within the actual platform. So like I don't think you can on Facebook or YouTube to do like your custom emotes. And so a lot of times if you have a game that isn't within the game drop down, you can put like just chatting because they don't really have another option. Also, you could just literally be chatting. Some people will put that up and play a actual popular game, or they just never change their game.
Ninja.
Creative is like a platform where you get a lot of the cosplayers and prop makers and other kind of artists. So that's where you get in creative. And I think they recently split that. So they're
Do you
still
jump
creative.
on that at all?
I haven't recently because I haven't had any motivation. As you notice, this wig hasn't even moved since we started streaming in the summer.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have any cons to build cosplay for.
Yeah.
So, unless there are some creators that are making cosplays for Patreon shoots. So, and doing exclusive sets. So I have seen some creators with new cosplay this summer, but very few, for sure.
Yeah. And it's just also like it's summer. Summer's hard to like motivate yourself to sew. It's hot. No one wants to sew when it's hot.
Just sew in a bikini. Pretend like you're in a drug lab and like you're trying to show everybody that you're not hiding any of the product. What? Is that not a rational train of thought?
Nothing.
I'm just
Just-
a maniac. But anyway, maniacs, what we're saying is Twitch dipped a little bit for games, but so many more social aspects. So it's still out there. Stuff is happening. And with the outros, we could tell people how to follow them on said Twitch if possible. So I'm going to start off with Sage Bell. Follows and Twitch and your Twitch schedule and your closing statements on what online conventions you're going to pay attention to in the coming months.
I'm not sure about online conventions. I kind of like when we have those sporadic like announcement days, and I'll watch those. But I don't think I'd watch like a full convention because I don't know what like they would have to offer. I haven't watched any of the previous conventions that have like had panels and stuff. And a lot of my friends are also in those panels, and I'm just like, I got nothing. You can find me at Sage Bell on Twitch, Twitter, Patreon, YouTube. You can find me at SageBell_model on Facebook and Instagram. I'm not going to friend you on Steam because stranger danger, and I always just stare. But join our Steam group. We enjoy having new people. If we get enough people on our Steam group at Salt Tier Podcast, I think is what the Steam group is, we will give you a game.
Or more. Ask Maddie Stotty. That's
if
like
you join, Matt Stotts will get more games.
There you go. Much success. Oh, goodness. Oh, thank you. What about boobs? And
you should really like make all of these photos you share with us bigger. They're so
Yeah.
small.
it's
Zoom,
there
zoom.
it is.
Ah.
Oh, I mean,
I'm really happy with the fact that I don't get the creepy people on my Twitch anymore. When you're like a brand new baby and you have like less than 20 followers, like you get creepy dudes. Now I think I have
so you're
200
moving up.
followers. I have 200 followers.
Nice. And we have a friend that may or may not be joining the podcast in the future. And hopefully she finds the time. And then we could talk about furthering the Twitch career. But Charmanda, talk about a little bit of your streaming experience if we want people to follow you, and a closing statement about online content in the next month.
Streaming, I've actually never really done a Twitch stream before. I've only done like pre-done videos with editing and then putting it up on YouTube. Haven't done that in a while. Life happened.
You haven't done this in a while either.
I haven't done this in a while either.
We missed
life
you
Here
so
you are.
much. Yay! And you got Spider-Man right behind you, just creeping into your shot.
Yeah.
And Wonder Woman leg.
Yeah, I got a piece of Wonder Woman's leg on the side too. And then I got some Khal Drogo. And I got a little Junkrat.
Oh, man. Oh, I heard he's getting a buff. I'm excited. I heard his damage is going back up.
Finally. God.
I have a teeny Tracer.
We'll fight.
She's a small.
Small.
Junkrat will destroy.
Protect the small. For me personally, when it comes to any online events that I'm pretty much waiting for, it's Gamescom, baby. Gamescom in Germany. Everybody goes all out
Germany.
for Gamescom, and
when is that?
Happening. It's happening this week, actually. I think it's on the 27th. So opening night's the 27th. Opening night's always the best part. Maybe it's going to be a little weird because we're doing all the online stuff as of lately, but totally excited for that. I'm excited for any future news for Baldur's Gate 3 and any panels for that. So I'm super excited for that too. So those are the two things that I'm waiting for the most.
Nice. I guess. Oh, shoot. That's me. Sorry. Hey, Maniacs. I am Loudon Brown at Loudon Brown. Follow me, Loud letter N Brown, Instagram and Twitter. On PS4 and Steam, I am Gross Def with a PH. I'm getting really good at saying that quickly. Aren't I? I feel like I am. Thank you for listening to episode 86 of Salt Tier Podcast. This is Soundcasting Network's very own video game podcast where your argument is
Invalid.
Thank you. Like and subscribe,
been a long
follow,
time.
and share. Tell your friends. Make sure to jump on that Steam group. It's the best way to get free games from us. Stay tuned. We usually have the big connects from PAX to give out game codes and swag. That might not happen this year. I'm going to talk to some people that work in indie game studios this month and see if we could get our friends some stuff. And if not, whatever. We got people that are still working and have some income. We'll just give you free stuff. At all possible, give a shout out to Soundcasting Network, home of The Glow Up, How to Be a Better Drinker, Re-Show, so many other beautiful podcasts. One of these days, we're going to get Grill How Long Steak Mister to come back. One of my favorite podcasts ever. It's about food and cooks in the
Steak.
city.
That's long.
And steak. And goodness
Hi,
gracious, how did I almost forget this? I know you all would have backed me up and not let me forget this, but big shout out. Oh, actually, Sage, can you hold up a box? Because this is not even Voodoo Ranger. To New Belgium and Voodoo Ranger IPA. Hashtag live rangerously. Check them out. Their social actually gives you a lot of updates on the stuff they have. They can be delivered by Drizzle.
Drizzly.
Drizzly.
Grizzly
Just-
with a D.
Grizzly with a D. And you just have to have your ID and they'll take a look at it and boom, you get booze to your door. I like how those line up. That's so freaking great. Why can't I work for that graphic designer? It's so beautiful.
Work with.
Work with. I can't replace that. That's amazing. I'm trying to work up to that.
You said 4.
Yeah, work for that graphic designer.
Work under.
Work under. Hey. Buy me a drink first. Thank you so dang very much. I want to give a shout out again to Goon PNW and Bonus Round FGC. They've been doing great events. It's basically a grassroots foundation where they put money into it and the money goes directly back into the community. The fighting game community is so tight and they all know each other and it's beautiful. And soon we're gonna collaborate and maybe make some merch with some of these FGC groups because I think that'd be great. And I want to thank Keith the Boogie for hosting. I want to thank Sage Bell for being here. I want to thank Goon for BMW for being here. I want to tell you how excited I am to have Charmanda back here.
Woo!
One of these days we're gonna have her not official son on the podcast too, so they could have an on-screen reunion because you two are the cutest thing. You're the cutest. And that is all. Thank you everybody for joining us for Salt Tier episode 86. Love you dearly, maniacs. Thank you kindly.